Okay, so we're finishing up our talk on the book, How Then Shall We Live? And this is a very rich, rich book. And I'm going to start with actually a little joke because I know you like little jokes. So this is a little parable from a wisdom teacher named Sophia. Sophia was napping on the pier, her fishing rod by her side. A busy man approached and asked her, "Why aren't you fishing?" "Because I've caught enough for the day," Sophia replied. "Why don't you catch more?" "What would I do with them?" "Sell them." "What for?" "So you could have more money." "Why?" "So you could buy a boat, catch more fish, make more money." "What would I do then?" Sophia asked. "Then you could enjoy yourself," the man replied. "What do you think I'm doing right now?" she said. Okay. So the author of this book is a minister and a therapist, and he brings his experiences in working with people to this book. And he's really artfully mapped out our spiritual journey with 4 questions. Who am I? What do I love? How shall I live, knowing I will die? And finally, what is my gift to the family of earth? These questions serve as a map to help us remember our true nature. As we reflect on these questions, we get in touch with 4 spiritual tools: our identity, our love, our spiritual practice, and our kindness. We began with, who am I? And asking this question helps us discern that we are not our sorrows, our limitations, our challenges. Beneath it all, we are whole and unbroken. We are whole. He then asks us to consider what we love, what guides us, what drives us, what inspires us. And then he asks us to live in this question: how shall I live, knowing I will die? Take stock on a regular basis and discern where your attention and your energy are going. What kind of legacy do you wish to leave? What do you intend for yourself and for your life? And this is part of our spiritual practice to ponder, what is our intention? How do we want to be in the world? And so finally, we're asked to consider our gifts. What is ours to give? How do we uncover our true gift? So in the first section of the chapter, he observes that many times our gifts emerge from our challenges or our sorrows. How many times have we discounted what we might give out of a sense that it might not be good enough? Have you ever done that? Have you ever kind of gone, well, maybe, but maybe not? Can you kind of relate to that you're not sure and so you hold back? Has anybody ever done that? Held back? Yeah. And as I read this chapter, I was reminded of what a hard time I had in school, especially as a young one. On 2 separate occasions, I had some really awful public shaming experiences with authority figures. And as a 6 and 7-year-old, I became really fearful of authority. And so what I learned to just sort of go along to get along. And school became a really unsafe place for me emotionally. And as I was reflecting on my life, I can very clearly see that it's no coincidence that the career path that I chose was a teacher. Because I know I sort of took a vow when I got into the classroom. I took this sort of silent vow that this would never, ever happen in my classroom, ever. And mine would be a classroom where every child was cherished and nurtured. I mean, and I know I can still feel that, even today. It's, some stuff sort of stays with us. We all know who it is, and we allow that to come up and help us to open up to, okay, what can I give from that? What can I give from that hard thing that I had to endure? There's always a gift from our challenges, and our work is uncovering what is mine. And so we can get back in touch with our wisdom, because I know that as a teacher, because I was informed by that, it really helped direct my classroom management style, the way I constructed my lesson plans, the way I handled discipline, was always being informed, not by the pain, but by the memory of what's on the other side of that. Okay, so this negative thing happened, and then I can go, okay, but what do I want to create instead? Do you kind of see where I'm going with this? So this is what it informed my vision of what kind of a classroom I wanted to have. Not what I didn't want to have, but what I wanted to have. Do you guys and so that's part of our spiritual practice, is that, we name our pain, we have our challenges, but then what's on the other side of that? What's the gift? What do we want to create? Because remember, and I'll keep coming back to this, and he keeps coming back to this, we're not broken. Our true nature is wholeness. And I would add personally that our true nature is love. We are love. We are whole, just the way we are. And so pay attention. Pay attention to what you love, and that will help you guide to your gifts. Look for opportunities to give in your life. In both a wider sense, in the wide world, is there something I could be doing in the wider world? But also just on a day-to-day basis, look for ways to just be kind, right? We may have little gifts that we can help in the moment, even those little kindnesses that have the potential to spread. We don't have a sense of like our song, I can't do all the good the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. And sometimes we may never know how that smile worked down the road, right? But it doesn't matter. We give it from our love. Okay? So I invite you right now to just close your eyes. Take a breath. And just ponder this question. What calls you? What inspires you? What pulls at your heart? Where do you want to give? How can you share your love? How could you share what you know? How could you be in the world? If you knew all the time that you were whole, that you were not broken, how would you be? Okay, you can open your eyes. And we have a video. I found this video of this young man, a very young man, who discovered what was his to do.
Why did I start handing out food? Because everybody deserves to be loved.
Yes, sir. God bless you, man of God. All right, thank you. God bless you, man of God.
You sure you don't want to come back? Why?
We love you here.
We're going to miss you.
He decided he was going to leave home with a bag and my watch. So I talked to him when he was 2 about homelessness. So that sparked a series of questions about homelessness, and I had to eventually take him to see homeless people. He wanted to make them happy, and I said, well, what's going to make them happy? He said, can we give them some food? He jumped out of the car with a smile. He gave the first guy a high five. They talked, and he made Austin feel comfortable. And it was just a great experience because all of the guys on that corner sat there and talked to us for a while.
I love being the homes and chase the bad guys out of schools.
Remarkably proud. I mean, I can't find words to express the joy that I feel when I wake up in the morning. You know, usually you're like, oh gosh, that's my alarm. But when my alarm goes off now, I'm like, let's go, President, let's do it. It's worth every late night, every early morning because Austin is fired up. He's like, when are we gonna go help our customers? He refers to the homeless people as his customers. And that's really cool because he doesn't see difference in people. He doesn't see fault. He just sees them as people that are customers that he can help.
Even if you help one person, you made a difference, and don't forget to show love.
Pretty amazing. He just decided, you know, he didn't need a big infrastructure. He's just like, I'm just going to go do it. And I think it can be that simple. We can just do it. We can just find what we love, find something that calls us, and be kind, and follow our heart, follow what we love. And so remember that a lot of times our gift is just our presence. We can be a kind presence in the world. We can just hold space of peace and kindness and just vow to be the embodiment of love in the world. That's one of the great, in my opinion, one of the greatest gifts that we can give is to be kindness. So think about, this week, think about how you spend your time and where's your attention going, and is there anything I can tweak in my week? Sorry. I didn't plan that, but okay. So is there anything that I can do differently? Is there anything that any way I can be helpful? Any extra kindness I can do? Any spur of the moment things? Just pay attention. Put yourself in a mood of, how can I be of service today? And just set that intention for the day. So it's about, he moves on to say, giving and receiving. Giving and receiving is really important, that we need to remember to receive as well as give. Because, raise your hand if you've ever denied a compliment. Okay. Raise your hand if someone wanted to give you something, you said, oh no. No. Okay, guess what? Guess what you just did? You just denied that person their gift, right? Receiving is just as important as giving, right? We have to allow people to give to us because that's how they're sharing their gift, right, guys? And so remember, yes, we're giving, but we're also receiving. Be good receivers, okay? Remember to ask for help if you need help, okay? He goes into, and there's a lot of really good anecdotes about receiving in the book, if you have the book. So just remember flow. Giving, receiving, giving, receiving, giving, receiving. Remember your flow, okay? Do this with your hand right now. Flow. Okay, remember your flow. Remember your flow. Remember your flow. Okay? And I want you to turn to a neighbor, just real quick. Turn to a neighbor or somebody back of you, okay? And just say, I give and I receive. I give and I receive. Okay? Do you feel the exchange? Okay? Thank you. And now, what you're going to do, take your little slip, get your little slip, and you're going to put your little slip of paper that you printed your name on it. Please put it in the basket. The ushers are coming around. Thank you for remembering, Lauren. Okay. Very good. You'll put your name, put your little thing in the basket, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take a name. Don't tell them yet. We're still putting in. Okay. We're still putting, sorry. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to finish my talk. So just reflect. I want you to just reflect on, are there places in your life where you could be a better receiver? Think about that. And just be aware if someone pays you a compliment. Can you practice saying thank you? Just do that together. Thank you. That's all. Just practice being a good receiver as well as being a good giver. And just remember that our very essence is love. I know for me, our music team is a wonderful example of doing what you love, right? Doing what you love. And now you're going to take a name, okay? So take a name. Okay. And this is the way this is going to work. This is a very simple thing that you're going to do this week. This is kind of like your homework for the week, okay? And you're just going to take that name and put it somewhere, put it in, tape it to your fridge or your car. And every time you see that person's name, just lift them up. Send them a little blessing. Send them a well wish, okay? And the important thing is you don't have to know that person. That's the important piece of this. You don't have to know who this person is. This is somebody in this congregation, and you're lifting them up. You're sending them send them a sort of a spiritual high five, okay? Got it? And so that'll just kind of get you warmed up for this week of giving. So you're going to just give your love, give your upliftment, give your energy to this person this week, okay? We good? Oh, we're going around. Yay, I love it when stuff like this works. Yeah. Okay, so remember you're whole. Remember to give and receive. And remember what you love. Can you do that with us this week? Remember what you love, okay? So let me get a yes. Yes. Fist bump, yes. Okay, remember what you love. So let's affirm together. I give from my love and I receive with gratitude. And thank you so much to our wonderful ushers for organizing this. You are awesome.